5:37. Nashville Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Time for the gang of three amigos. Johnny's here. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Dan.
I'm Dan. That's Ken, and we're all here, present and accounted for.
Good morning, boys. Yes, I advise you to be careful of that coffee this morning. It's burnt to a crisp.
Coffee's burned?
Yes, sir.
Who burned it?
I don't know, but I poured me a cup and just took a sip, and it tastes like a burnt cracker.
A burnt cracker.
Wasn't me. I didn't make it.
I'm going to drink it because I need that jolt. I need that spice.
You know, burned coffee, and that seems to happen a lot around here. That's why I wanted to, get a Keurig for the office, and I had one a while ago, and the thing just broke, and I just haven't gotten another one.
Yeah.
But I think it may be time to go ahead and re-get that Keurig. But, the doctor told me to step back on coffee, so.
That's right. Yeah, you overdosed that morning.
Do you know what's interesting, though? Is that when I gave up coffee, because I've told the story before, but I thought I had a heart attack. I now affectionately refer to it as my faux heart attack, which, by the way, $650 later, it's not very funny.
No.
Good Lord.
And not very phony either.
No. The heart attack was faux. The payments to the hospital aren't.
Whew, mercy.
But, since I've given up coffee, because, everybody knows I used to drink like 8-9 cups a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down to like 2. I feel great.
That's where to go, brother.
I don't.
Yes, it is.
I haven't noticed that I'm not like I'm still. I feel better than I did before. I'm not tired. I'm not dragging all the time because I'm no longer drinking that much coffee. So yeah, it's kind of weird.
Probably not going to the bathroom as much either.
Ken, I'd like to introduce you to my throat coat with slippery elm.
Oh, yeah? Is that helping that area?
No, it's not. I'm having to go to the bathroom almost every break. Johnny, what did you have for this?
Well, I think it's slippery, whatever it is. By the way, Dan, we were talking earlier about Joe Biden looking orange last night.
Yes.
I found this. I wish I could play it because I cannot because it's got wordy dirds in it.
Oh.
But Tucker Carlson discussed on his show 2 years ago how Biden was becoming more orange.
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
that Biden was
I didn't
orange.
either. But apparently 2 years ago on Tucker's show, he noticed that Biden was starting to have more of an orange hue in his skin color.
Interesting.
So apparently this has been been ramping up to it.
Well, I think it's probably whenever Biden is trying to not look old and morbid and corpse-like.
Right.
He goes in and, does the whole... I don't understand the whole spraying of orange thing. I don't.
Makes you look good, brother Dan.
And it's
it doesn't make you look good. Does it make you look good?
It's a faster way to get a tan.
Yeah, it's just a fast way to get a tan. Look like you got some color.
Yes.
Okay, here's my comment to that. It's July. Spend an hour outside.
Some people don't get tans in the sun, brother Dan. They have to have spray tan.
They need to have help.
Really?
Yes.
There's some people that'll sit out in the sun and they don't get tan.
Yes.
Yeah, some just freckle, some just burn.
Yeah, then it peels away and they're just as white as they were before.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
So that's probably why Joe and
I think that probably
Donald do this.
I think probably. Well, first of all, I think that if you look orange, we could put a man on the moon, but we can't figure out an actual color, like maybe a coffee color, dark brown or something, light brown or something, instead of looking orange. Do they have like actual suntan color they can spray on people?
Well, that'd
like,
be
why
nice.
Orange?
That'd be nice. And do that, and then also work on. If you ever notice the old guys that decide they're going to, dye their own hair.
Yeah.
It usually ends up turning out red.
Yes, it does.
It's always red. It's always this dark-hued red color. And they look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get the facelift with it.
Well, who did that? Howie Kurtz on Fox News.
Look at Jerry Nadler.
Yes.
Jerry Nadler, sure. But Howie Kurtz, man, used to bug me. Where it'd be like, because I used to watch his show all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, so one weekend, he's got what I would say is a very dignified sort of salt and pepper look.
Right.
And then the very next day, it's like or the very next weekend, it's like he's put motor oil in his hair.
Yes.
And it looks ridiculous.
Yes, it even looks worse if you're like, if you're like some people and it starts dripping during a press conference.
Yeah.
Then it does look like you had your oil.
Right.
Well, that's exactly right.
Man, I'll never forget that.
I won't either.
That was a day that'll live in infamy. Go ahead, John.
Yes, it will. This was the story I was actually going to give you guys because I know how much Dan and myself, we love HOAs. My gosh, we love living with HOAs.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, the stresses of the HOA board membership got to one fine woman, 74-year-old woman who is going unnamed, and you'll understand why in Indiana. She's facing charges of criminal trespass, criminal mischief, and public nudity after she was caught not once, but twice doo-dooing in broad daylight against the side of a neighbor's home.
Goodness gracious.
Are you saying she was doing number
Two. Yes. According to court documents,
Goodness.
the homeowner was mowing his lawn in May when he discovered a pile of poop next to his air conditioning unit, and it was not animal. He said it was human.
So she pooped next to the air conditioning unit, I
Yes.
guess with the hope that the smell would get into the house? Is that how that works?
We just don't know. The surveillance cameras at first caught the culprit in early part of May, but then there was a second incident, so he contacted the police.
Goodness.
So he let it go the first time.
Yes. She can clearly be seen in the video lowering her trousers and doing the deed.
Goodness.
She initially denied the act, but once they showed her the video, well, she admitted to it.
She's like, well, never mind.
She said, I have nothing against the homeowner. I just simply had to go.
Oh.
That is the weirdest story.
Is it not? I'm sure she's got toilets in her home.
Well, yeah, and
Maybe
if
somebody
she's
shut off her water.
doesn't she live close to this guy?
Yes.
So if you had to go, just go into your
I guess his next door
home.
neighbor. Yeah.
next door neighbor.
Yeah.
You can't ask your neighbor to do that in their house.
Hey, would you mind if I came over and took a poop?
And here's the other thing. Okay, so here's why her story makes no sense. If you had to really go,
Yeah.
go against your own house.
Well,
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Why are you going against your neighbor? Wait.
Right by the air conditioning unit.
Now realize we're talking rational.
Yes.
Why didn't this woman think rationally? I mean, if you're going to poop outside, you might as well poop against your own house and not the neighbor's house.
Yes.
Although,
Boy.
What's that old saying? It's never wise to poop near the house.
you know what the funny thing is? You know what the funny thing is? So if she denies it, do you know that I would actually pay for a DNA test?
Oh, yeah.
If somebody did that against my house,
Oh, yeah.
I would totally pay for the DNA test.
Yeah, but how would you get the sample to them?
Well, if it's on my lawn,
Yeah?
Yeah.
see, I'm the kind of person.
I couldn't do the sample.
If I'm the kind of person that gets so ticked off at something, I'll take care of it, even if that means scooping up a little number 2 to get the DNA test.
Dan
Absolutely,
Mandis getting it done.
I get angrified pretty quickly, actually, at times.
You're not going to take that. Shh.
Well, I will take some and have a DNA test.
Right to the DNA doctor.
But I love she would not admit it until they showed the
Yeah.
video. Okay, that's me.
There are there
Now, what do you say, man?
there are ring cams everywhere.
Holy.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, in
there's-
this day and age, you can't get away with doing things like that anymore.
She ought to just start strapping a little shovel on her to her belt wherever she goes, and whenever it hits her, just.
Well, then here's the other funny thing.
Even little Fritz kicks grass behind him to try to cover it up.
Yes.
Little fat weenie.
Well, then she gets home, and then
Just goes about
you
business.
you see your neighbor, the one that's crapped on your house, and do you just wave? Yeah. Hey, man, how are you?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, neighbor. Howdy. Sure is hot today.
Woo-wee.
I wonder if she still gets invited to the
Doubt it.
to the block parties.
Well, apparently she's had to step down from the HOA.
Yeah, that's what makes it even better. She's a member of the HOA.
Oh, trust me. HOA people are nuts. HOA people are flipping crazy. Like those are the people who want power.
Yes.
And they get a little bit of power. And I'm not speaking about my current HOA, but in past HOAs, they're nuts. And these are the people that they want to give you a hard time because they got a little bit of power because they're on the HOA. And so you could be somebody who you've got a respectable job, you're a boss at work and, all these other things and you pay your taxes and all that. And then you got some person on the HOA that decides that they're going to give you a hard time because they can.
Yes.
And they'll just... HOAs are for little people. And when I say that, I mean small-minded people where they just want to give other people a hard time. Not all of them. Not everybody on HOAs, obviously. But, I mean, there was one time I was in Denver and I opened up the phones for because this is where this was going on with me. So I was like, I opened up the phone lines. Tell me your horrible HOA stories. I did that for 2 hours because I was pissed. It was terrible radio, but I mean, I got it out of my system.
Made you feel better. My gosh.
It certainly did. I think that was my last show on KOA. Anyway, moving right along.
But you didn't poop near anybody's
No.
HVAC system.
Goodness.
Not that I would admit. Anyway, so...
Goodness. That's not me. I didn't do that.
It wasn't me. Well,
Is that you in this camp?
Oh, you have video. Well,
well.
That's me.
Got me.
right on, Dan. 0287. Right on, Dan. HOA people need to get their butts kicked. I would agree. HOA. Her old ASS. 6727. Chuck says, flush this topic. Okay.
All right.
Oh, by the way, people are asking about
That's pretty good.
The other day, I talked about how I do have my own HOA nightmare going on currently in California with my mom's old house.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're trying to sell it and there's not enough insurance. And so the lenders won't lend money to the people that want to buy the house because it's underinsured. And it's a condo and a homeowners association. So the people can't buy their own insurance. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen. So we have this townhouse that we literally can't sell because the homeowners association has it underinsured. And you know that California's going to have an earthquake soon. And I know that it's going to be damaged and there's not enough insurance to pay for it. We literally don't know what to do. This is why people flee California.
Exactly.
So because the homeowner association has the insurance,
but it's underinsured.
You can't buy that out from underneath the HOA?
No. We can't.
That's insane.
That's California.
Good grief.
So we now have a townhouse that we can't sell because it's underinsured. And the homeowners association, I don't know if they're really looking to resolve the issue or not, but that's now the problem in California is, number one, you got idiot HOAs, but number two, you have all of these insurance companies that are now fleeing California because it's such a insane market because you've got all of these properties now and nobody wants to pay, the insurance and what these homes are you got to pay a lot of money to have these homes insured because of the inflated value of the homes.
I can't imagine what that price is.
So now you've got all of these insurance companies that are just fleeing California because
people can't afford it.
People can't afford it.
So they're not going to get paid.
Yeah. And now what's going to happen, they literally have an insurance crisis that's happening in California. And we are like stuck. We don't know what to do.
I know what they ought to do. Maybe they should raise the minimum wage again.
Hey,
that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
That's what they need
I'm
to
sorry
do.
about that, Dan. That's not something you need to be dealing with.
Listen, I have such a long history of battles with the homeowners association. You know what Amy said? Amy said you need to find out when that meeting is, and you got to fly out to Los Angeles and show up at that meeting.
Go to it and start saying shame. Shame.
That's what I should do.